Wages growth crashes. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your Steiner coffee and let's look at this article from Yahoo Finance, because frankly, it looks like they're catching up with the rest of us. Now, often I will show you this little chart here that I've even put on a coffee mug, looking at the RBA's forecast for wage growth, how it failed in 2011, 2012, 2013, 14, 15, 16, and 17. I need to update it. They've been off. Look at that. Could you imagine wage growth of 4%? Per annum? Yeah, it's laughable now. So, our wage growth sinks to historic levels. It's not going to go up for some time, not with the rate that unemployment is going up. We saw it increase. 25,000 more people are unemployed at the moment. So let's have a look here. Wage growth in Australia has slumped to historic lows, with the Wage Price Index, WPI, rising just 0.1% over the September quarter, new data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics shows. That's the second consecutive quarter of record low wage growth and brings annual wage growth to 1.4%, the slowest pace since the ABS began its records in 97. So that's what, 6 years after the last recession? We're in a recession, guys. Wages aren't going to grow in a recession, except probably for civil servants. Head of price statistics at the ABS, Andrew Tomidini, said while the September quarter was usually a quarter of solid wage growth, COVID-19 saw a subdued rate of growth instead. Organizations continue to adjust to the economic uncertainty, recording fewer end-of-financial year wage reviews and delaying enterprise bargaining agreement increases, he said. This led to a significantly reduced number of jobs recording wage rises when compared to previous September quarters. Additionally, the staggered implementation schedule of the Fair Work Commission annual wage review moved some regular September quarter wage rises to later quarters. Well, exactly. You've got to understand, everyone, these government interventions in the market put an artificial floor on the wages. And that artificial floor on wages will mean some people won't be able to be employed. It creates unemployment. This is why the economists will say there's a natural level of unemployment. When they're saying full employment, you're still going to have around 4 to 3% unemployment, everyone. Some people just aren't at that level of what's considered minimum wage. They're not that competent. Or the market has other options. That's the reality. And there'll be no political will to remove the minimum wage. There'll be none. People don't realize that it would pass on savings to consumers because competition always drives down prices. If you look at all of the industries where over the years where prices have gone up and prices have gone down, it's the unregulated ones without government interventions where prices have gone down. Wage growth was staggered across industries, with the largest rise seen in the other services industries of 1.3%, while administrative and support service industries experienced the largest fall of 0.3%. We can see here other services, a few here going down, most everything. Well, remember, inflation right now is about here, 0.7, so people are losing money. The construction, healthcare, and social assistance services industries also experienced large gains, while the retail, accommodation, and food services and arts and recreation service industries did not. By state, South Australia recorded the highest annual wage growth of 1.8%, while Victoria recorded the lowest of 1.2%. September quarter 2020 covers the period when COVID-19 restrictions were impacting parts of Victoria, but it started to ease across the majority of other states, and we can see the impact of this in the data, Tomardini said. The Council of Trade Unions said the record low wage growth served as a reminder to the Australian government that the COVID-19 crisis was still affecting Australians. Well, yeah, of course. We're at the beginning of a recession, guys. This is going to take years. Do people think it's just going to snap back like that? Does anyone really believe that? I mean, is that what the normies think? Is that what mainstream people think? Do they really think it's just going to bounce back? Do they have that little memory of the last recession? I mean, okay, I'm approaching middle age. I remember the last recession as a child, probably to a heightened level because my family had their own business. They were in construction in Victoria. Do others not have that experience? Working people are still on the front lines of the crisis, ACTU Secretary Sally McManus said. More than 3 million are reliant on JobKeeper. JobKeeper's propping up businesses. And 1.4 million are unemployed and relying on JobSeeker. This crisis has shown that the underlying problems in our economy, low wage growth and spiraling insecure work, need to be addressed urgently. Well, you can't just say it needs to be addressed. That's not how it works. I know she's a unionist, so she doesn't understand economics, but still. McManus said the government's decision to suppress public sector wages had flow-on effects to those in the private sector, and more needed to be done to ensure Australians could prepare for the future. Let's have a look here. Let's go to, where is it, the RBA or the ABS? We'll go to the ABS here, because look at this, the average weekly earnings. Now, $1,780 private for men in the private sector. In the public sector, it's $1,958. For women, it's $1,469 private, $1,751 public. Now, I remember public always used to be paid lower than the private sector. Remember that? And that's how they could justify all these other perks. They got flex time, holiday time, all these tax write-offs, all this stuff. If you've never been in the public service, you'd be shocked at all the perks they get. Like full days off, full day. I remember I was in the Department of Public Works for 2 years. I was in the Architectural Practice Academy. I got out early. But they would have full days off paid to hear union propaganda. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'd only experienced the private sector. So to me, getting paid to hear ideological propaganda was quite shocking. You know, there's a lot of lefties in architecture, guys. You'd be surprised. You know, well, not really. So there you go. I think, you know, if you're not in the government, and remember, these are the people that are saying lockdown, restrictions, shut down the economy. How many of them have lost their jobs? And I mean, lost the money. How many civil servants are on JobKeeper? Unemployment is projected to hit 8% by Christmas, and working people aren't seeing any recovery in their wages. Yeah, of course not. You don't get wage growth when there's no need in the market. That's why it's insane to expect civil servants to be getting wage growth now. They're already paid more than the average. This is not the time to cut back essential support like JobSeeker and JobKeeper. Every cent of this recirculates in our economy. Well, are you going to drop, Sally, are you going to drop union fees? So wages and unemployment. Australia's unemployment rate rose by 0.1% to 6.9 in September, and now it's at 7, with a further 30,000 job losses over the course of the month, and now another 25. The minimal change in unemployment likely shows the Australian economy is entering its recovery phase, economists say. Yeah, well, we'll see. But you can't really claim that, okay? The economists can't claim that until the government intervention is removed. But then these economists, the Keynesians, they believe government intervention is a good thing. At least our governor understands the dangers of MMT. That's encouraging. But if unemployment remains high, wage growth will remain low, AMP chief economist Shane Oliver told Yahoo Finance. Prior to the pandemic, the unemployment rate was around 5%, Oliver said. The problem was that underemployment was around 8%. It's now about 10%. And so the combination of a relatively high level of unemployment or underemployment was keeping a lid on wages growth. You really need to see the unemployment rate push a lot lower and the underemployment rate to where we were at the start of the year and beyond that. However, the government has predicted the unemployment rate will peak at around 8% as a result of the recession, which spells bad news for Aussie wages. It's naive and ludicrous to think you're going to get a pay rise. Right now, if you got a job, you should be thankful you have a job still. We're in a recession, guys. And if you're getting a pay rise, fantastic. You're in one of the lucky industries. Federal budget paper revealed the government predicts annual wage growth to sit at around 1.25% until June 21, before rising to 1.5% in June 22. The nation's unemployment rate for the month of October will be released today, and I've already gone through that. So there we have it, everyone. I can't say any surprises here. And, well, people should be happy they've got a job. It's a recession, guys. Have we forgotten what that's like? As always, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join our channel on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. I'll see you next episode.